So first what you have to do, you have to go to type your Anaconda and click here. So it will open a command window, type window, command prompt window, type window. So what you have to do, you have to write Jupyter notebook. Okay, so this will open a notebook for you or a environment for you where you can write your code. So it will ask in which browser. It will actually work in a browser. So I'll choose Google Chrome for this. Okay, so this kind of window will be open, and here you have to select new and Python 3. That is what you have to select. Now how to get this Anaconda and what is this environment, I will talk about that in a different video. So this video will be dedicated to some basic codes. Okay, so the first code, the basic one will run, that is how to print a value. Okay, so basically in all programming languages, first thing is taught is print hello world. So we'll be doing the same thing. So I'll write print. So syntax is simple, print, printing for print, then in bracket within double quote you have to write whatever message you want to print, that is HELLO hello world. So whatever you want to type. Okay, so whatever I'm writing here inside this double quote, it is just a string that I want to print, that is nothing else. Okay, now how to see if this is correct, this running or not? So you have to press this run button here. So if you press this run button, then it will print hello world. Okay, so let us just try to change this. So I'll write here, this is a test Python code. Okay, and if I run this, so it will print this is a test Python code. So this is simple, very simple. Now let us do one thing, means this is what we are writing in the code. Let's say I will design a code in which I will take the input from a user, means whatever user will type, that thing will be getting displayed. So for that, what I need to do, first of all I need to print a variable. So I'll write print in bracket, I'll write, let's say, message. Okay, so message, what message, where to get the message? So message has to be input. So what we have to do here, so before printing the message we need to declare message. So message is equals to, what is the value? Message equals to input. So that means message, what is the value of message? Message is a variable first. What is the value of the message? It will be a input from the user. Okay, so that has to be written like this. Okay, now inside this bracket, so only this will do the work, but inside this bracket I will write a message, means what will to display while it is asking you for the value. So I will write type your message. Okay, let's see if I run this. Showing some syntax error. I think forward this one. Okay, so type your, so it is asking type your message. So I will say print Sambhu, that is my name. So if I press hit enter, okay, so it will write print Sambhu. Let's say I will run it again. I will write here M classes Python code. Okay, this is my channel name. So you have to press here enter. So once you press enter here, so this will display the message. Okay, let's say one more time, if I run this, I will write here subscribe for more videos. If I press enter, it will tell you subscribe for more videos. Okay, so that is what I can do, just a simple program. just printing some values and taking some input. Okay, so here subscribe spelling is wrong. Subscribe for new videos, press enter, it will print. Okay, next let us do some more, go in some more deep. So what we will do, we will add two numbers. So now I am writing this code. If you will say that if you want, I can share this file with you so that you can run it in a local system. Okay, so now we will add two numbers. Okay, so this is very simple code we need to write for that. So I will write in a hashtag code for adding two numbers. So what it will do, it will not run the code, so it will be written as a comment line. So what is the benefit here? Next time when you see this code, it means you will able to know that what for you have written the code. So it should be a means general practice of a coder to write the comment lines, because if you read the code again after 1 or 2 or 3 months, then you will forget that what for you have written the code. That's why it's a good practice to write these codes. So let's take two variables we need to add, right? So I'll take one variable. Directly you can declare the variable x. If you write this is a variable and equals to, let's say let's not take integer value, directly take some floating value, point values. Okay, now let's say y equals to 2.3. okay, these are two variables. Now see here, you do not need any kind of code ending symbols here, like colon, semicolon, comma, full stop. Nothing is required. Just write your line, press enter, it will be the end of the instruction or end of the line, then your code will be static. Okay, then how you can add the two numbers? I'll just write after here sum equals to x plus y. Okay, let us see what happens. Okay, if I run this code, there is no error, nothing is happening, but we are not able to see the result. So what is the result? So as you know, for result we need to print the result, right? So for printing the result, again what message what syntax I have to use? Print in bracket. Here I will write sum. Okay, here I will not write that in this quotes I should not write. Why? Because in quotes it will be written, it will be a string message, it will print that. Okay, so I need to print this variable, that's why you have to write just print sum. Okay, so it will give you the value 3.8, the addition is 3.8. So let's say if I want to write some signal message here, the sum is okay, so you can write like this, the sum is 3.5, or you can write the sum of I'll write comma x. So this is how you can means categorize, or you can means generalize your system, so it should look good. The sum of x and comma y is then comma. So what I am trying to print here, the sum of x and y is sum, so it will print this x 1.5. so let us see what is the result, so that you will be understanding. So sum of 1.5 and 2.3 is 3.8. so now let us do one thing. I will copy this code here and we will give the numbers manually, we will not take the numbers here. Okay, So we'll give the numbers manually, means we'll take the inputs. So in that case, for taking input, what you have to write? You have to write input. In bracket I will write a message. If you don't write in message, then also it is okay, but once you write the message, it will be easy to understand. Okay. So I'll write here input value of x. So the same thing I will just copy and I will write in place of y. Now see, there is a error in this program. So what is the error? First let's just run this program. Okay, so input value of x I will give, let's say 1.5. it is asking input value of x again, or so actually it should be y. Okay, let me just give some random value. I will write y here. Okay, I will run again. So I will give 1.3, then x value of y I will give let's say 6. Okay, so answer should be how much? 6 plus 1.3, it should be coming around 7.3, but it is not like that. It is showing 1.36. So what it is doing actually? So what is happening? Let me show you that. So it is doing I'll write here. So it is doing x plus it is doing the operation of x plus y. Now what is this x plus y? So it is adding this as a string, that is nothing but 1.3. it is adding with 6, so it is making 1.36. so it is not adding that. So how to do that? What is the problem here? So first you see here this one. Okay, so first you see here this one. So here message equals to input type your message. So whatever we given, that is just a string. Now how this this x and y what you have taken, so 1.3 and value 6, these are the strings. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to take the some mathematical values like float or integer. Okay, so for that what you need to know? So while doing the summation, here we will write float in bracket x and here float in bracket y. Okay, now let us see what should be the result. So x I will give 1.3, 2.5, so answer should be 3.8. the sum of 1.3 and 2.8 is 3.8. so simple. So let us I'll close the video here and see the next video for your next simple codes. So like this I will do the simple codes, and I'll be going to deeper into machine learning, deep learning and RBN functions and so on. So okay, so thank you very much for watching, and subscribe this to get the new videos I will be uploading regularly.